So as I mentioned, at this time, before you build the relationships, we need to make sure we have all of the tables available, ready to be linked. The forms are not necessary, so it's not interacting with the relationships. So you can build the forms later, but I recommend finish the tables first and then the forms and finally build the relationships. From the two prior recordings, I already demoed the first 5 tables, but you need to build two more tables by yourself. One is the cash, and the other one is the cash receipt. Oh no, cashier, right? So cash and the cashier. And those two tables, like the attributes information, I think one gentleman asked me today, how I can find the other two tables is on the book. So on our ebook, chapter 6, page 245. So page 245, I'm following the recommended table name and all of the data fields. So that's where you can build your cash table and the cashier table. So let's take a look. The cash table, we have 5 attributes. Okay, if you see the design wheel, we have the account number as the primary key, then the bank name, bank address, bank contact, and the bank balance. Okay, this is like, imagine for my company, I have a different bank account, right? So rather than just have one, I may have one maybe checking or saving or balance in different banks. Okay, that's normally happens. So that's tracking like the bank information. And then I have also the cashier, which is another type of employee in addition to the salesperson. So the structure of the cashier is very similar to the salesperson table. We have the cashier number as the primary key. Or it is like your employee ID, right? So you have a system for employee ID in your business. And then we have the first name and the last name of the cashier. Both are short text. But the cashier number, I leave it as a number as a primary key. Again, when you work on the tables, the number one thing I want you to pay attention and make sure you have no error is the data type for the primary number, especially if you linked to another foreign key, the data type must match. Okay, otherwise, for example, I have the cashier number as number. Then for foreign key in another table, I didn't pay attention. I use the default. I use a auto number. I'll use a short text. Even you finish the tables, when you build the relationships, you got trouble later. Even you try to link, the system wouldn't let you do it. They will let you know, oh, like you couldn't build the relationship, but they wouldn't really point you the reason you have to go back. But I'm telling you, 80% of the failed relationships is because of the data type mismatched in your original table. Okay, that's something just a double check. And then finally, we have the cashier SSN, the social security number. I use a short text, but I also use the input mask, similar when we do the salesperson SSN. So I use a, like, is a built-in, like the digits. Oh yeah, the format of I use the dashes between the numbers for the social security number. Okay, that's normally you observe when you input your own information into the data fields. So 2 other tables, you build them. So totally we'll have 7 tables and then the 7 forms to help you enter data into the tables. At our project, I didn't really require you to input any data into the tables. But if you like I demoed the first database, especially I tried to input a few records. Okay, so we can know how the data we entered into the form will be transferred into the tables. Okay, that's kind of the first 2 requirements, 7 tables and then 7 forms. Now we are going to build the relationships according to I think the relationship summary in the book is on page. We have one in page 243. That's like in the introduction. And then a more detailed one, like the access format on page 253. So that's like the way I drag and drop the tables. Okay, so it's nicely organized. Otherwise, you may have the overlapping lines. Okay, it's really looking messy. So for building the relationships, we start from the database tool, from the main like function tab, okay, database tools, and the relationship. And right now, probably you can see I don't have any tables, no problem, because this one I didn't click. So click on the table. This is like show the table and like no show the table. Okay, so show or no shows. So that's always can like now you can see my table names all listed on the right. And sometimes even you can build relationships with your existing queries. So far, we don't have any queries. After you build some queries, even you can link the queries together to your original tables. Okay, that's additional options. But go back to the tables. So we have 7 tables. I'm going to first drag and drop each of them into the working space and then link them together. So on the left, I will put the inventory first. Inventory is like is a ledger, is an accounting ledger account, like inventory asset. Then we have the cash account, is like your bank account. So 2 financial accounts, assets. And then I will put the sales order table in the middle. So each is like your internal sales receipt. Okay, so like, that's a copy of the sales receipt we keep internally, not the one we give to the customers. And then I will put the cash receipt under the sales order, because one sales order, you allow multiple cash payments or cash receipts. Okay, so that's beneath that. And then on the right, I will put the salesperson on the top, because salesperson will handle the sales orders, and the customer in the middle, and finally the cashier in the bottom. So you can see this is really the on page 253, how the book present the 7 tables. And each table, you can see they have the primary key, right? Like as with the key, like icon, like the first field. We'll start to build the relationships. There is really no order which one I need to do it first on the second, right? So the order doesn't matter, but as long as you link all of the logical relationships. Okay, so really follow this. So first I'm working on like the sales, right? So who placed the sales orders? So the customer, right? So we have a foreign key of customer number on the sales table, and then customer number as a primary key in the customer table. So we'll like link them, so you can highlight, okay, start from any the foreign key or primary key. Order doesn't matter again. So if I starting from this one, highlight, or I just hover my mouse over the customer number, and then hold your left, like the left mouse and drag and over the matching foreign key. Okay, until sometimes like there are too many fields, be careful. Okay, and when you see the right foreign key and then release it, okay, make sure your mouse is over the other matching key and release. You should see this pop up, okay, window to confirm the 2 matching field. And I normally click on the enforce referential integrity. Remember, this one is especially important for a one-to-many relationships. So one customer can place as many orders as they want. So if you don't have this in first, then you may have customer number in the sales table not exist in our main customer table. For example, some people create a fake customer that will happen. Okay, but if you enforce this one-to-many, so when people enter a customer number in the sales order, it should only come from our existing customer table. Okay, so that's like prevent some of the fraud or like these error transactions. So I will create. So you see this one-to-many, right? So one customer can place many sales orders. So that first one. Also, the sales table is linked to the salesperson because salesperson handles the sales order. So we see salesperson primary key, and then this salesperson is the foreign key, right? The other. And this one will start from the foreign key. You got the same thing. Okay, so one-to-many. One salesperson can process many sales orders. So salesperson, okay, I can highlight to make sure, okay, and then drag and then drop on the other primary key and release it, then enforce, create. So by enforcing this integrated one more time, the purpose is when you try to put a salesperson number, when we process the sales order, this salesperson number is must already exist in our salesperson table. So in another way, I couldn't really erroneously or intentionally create a salesperson not in our salesperson database. Do you see? That's very important. Okay, so no fake customers or no wrong salespersons on the sales order. And let's see, do we have any other? So I think probably that's the link. And then, one thing is for the sales number, this one. Okay, one sales number can involve multiple cash receipts. Okay, so this sales number will be linked to the cash receipt, is also a one-to-many. So sales number, so click on that and drag and drop above the sales number of the cash receipt. And enforce. So this is kind of like a crossover. Okay, like ideally, I would like it on the left side, but I don't know. Okay, they just put it as this way. Or you can see. Or if you can do this, I don't know, is this better? Okay. Anyway, so sales number, multiple cash receipt. Okay, again, can we put this sales number? It must be something, a real sales order. Okay, you couldn't put a sales number not in our sales order table. Okay, it's matched. And then now let's see the inventory and okay, again, another sales number. The inventory.
I'm sorry, Professor, I have a
Yes.
question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not understanding the sales number.
The sales.
So sales number, the sales number you said can yield multiple cash receipts?
Right. It's like if, for example, like because this is a sunglass, right? So if you sell
Mm-hmm.
one pair of the sunglass is customized high end, for example, the sales revenue is $500, but the customer couldn't make a one-time payment. You allow maybe like twice, right? So half. Makes sense? So the sales ID is like your sales receipt, for example, 101, right? That's the primary key, right? So 101, 102. But
Oh,
each
okay.
sales order you allow maybe 2 or 3 payments.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
the amount, it's the okay. So
Yeah.
one particular pair of sunglasses can have multiple payments on the
Yes, right.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, even like for this sales order, we sold 2 pairs of glasses. But anyway, it means the total revenue you put on the sales, or each sales order can be collected multiple times.
Okay.
Which show in your cash receipt table. For example, like I have like 2 rows, like I have like 101, right? I have like for example, like the 500 I mentioned. First time I got $200, so I will have a cash receipt like today, like the day we make the sale, and then the sales number is 101, but I got 200. Then 5 days later, right? Then another receipt date, I got the rest of the $300, but it's still referring to the same sales number, right? So the same sales number, but we got 2 cash receipts.
Okay,
But that's
thank
only
you.
happened, but that's only happened when the business permit or allow multiple payments. Sometimes, like, when we do regular shopping in the groceries, we couldn't do that, right? So it's just that you need to make payments for a full purchase. In that case, it will be a 1-to-1. So
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
right. It's depending on your business rules. Like that's like the rules. Okay, so it's flexible. That's the same like you pay the tuitions. Think about like your tuition in the if you have installment payment for the tuitions is same thing, something like this, right? This is all of your like tuition for the semester, but you can pay monthly, right, or bi-weekly something. Okay, so but I'm just saying this. Okay. So that's this one. So let's see any other inventory. So inventory, this is a 1-to-1 because again this is unique because this is a high-end sunglass. So each sales order they only have one. I think in the book they talk about one sales order you sell one type of inventory, but in actual business one customer's one sales order can include multiple items, right? And one inventory can be sold in many sales orders. So in that case, we need a middle table, like the juncture table, as we discussed in the lectures before the spring break. So I need a juncture table to break down this many-to-many into one-to-manys. But our case is unique, so they make it simple. Okay, one sales order only can include one type of sunglass. So not really multiple, so it's make it to a one-to-many. So that will make us, you can see here, sales number and then sales number. Okay, I'm going to link these two. So one inventory can appear in multiple sales orders, but one sales order can only include one type of inventory. Again, keep in mind this is a unique situation because it's a customized sunglass. We don't really have the two pairs of glasses are exactly the same. Okay, it's not really the one we buy from the Walmart or like Costco. Okay, the same. So customize the sunglasses. So in that case, we have the one-to-many on this side, but the one-to-one on the other side. Okay, that's a unique situation. So this is the inventory and the sales. And then let's look for the bank account and the cash receipt. The cash receipt have a link to the bank account by the account number. So think about after we got the cash receipt, like the 200, 300, you will deposit in like into your bank account, right? So there is a link by the account number between the two tables. So this one, so highlight and drag and drop. Yeah, let me put it. So if you want to interpret, right, because the cash receipt one bank account can receive multiple cash receipt, right? So like lots of the cash receipt we can deposit into the same bank. So that's like one-to-many. Okay, one bank account number can include multiple cash receipt. But for one cash receipt, like 200, 300, one time we only can deposit into one bank, right? So you couldn't have the 200, but you can, but sometimes if you say, oh, I want to split, right? So half in this bank and half, I don't think that's seldom the case, right? So it's too troublesome. So I was assuming, so the cash receipt you deposit into one particular bank. Okay, so that's a one-to-many on this side. Then finally, I think we have the cashier. Yeah, cashier process the cash receipt. So we have a cashier number here. Cashier number, so one cashier can process multiple cash receipt. So the employee work on the cash receipt. Okay, so one cashier can do many cash receipts. And then anything else? Did I miss anything? I think that's probably about it. Oh, customer number and the cash receipt. When the cash receipt, we want to make sure which customer make the payments. Okay, for this one is interesting. The customer number in the sales table and in the cash receipt table are both, they are not primary keys. Okay, both of them are other attributes, but we still can link them together. Like one customer can make more than one payment for their purchase. So highlight the customer number here and drop to the other customer number on the cash receipt. Did I do something wrong? Oh, okay, I cancel. I put it, so this is customer number. Okay, I'm not doing the sales table. No, okay, because when I dragging down, they are trying to let me like edit or revise my sales order. Okay, it's not editing my prior relationship. Okay, it's creating a new, so customer. This one I don't really want to enforce, or maybe I can. No unique. See, that's the difference because both of them are non-primary keys. I couldn't really do the inverse relationship. So I've just uncheck and just create a, what's happening here? Didn't happen last time, so let me delete or try one more time. I shouldn't need another. This customer number and add it. Because I already have one relationship or is asking me, I see. There's only one. The book didn't require this. So probably we can skip this because if I want to do it, I couldn't have two between the two. Yeah, let's not do this. I think that's it. Yeah, let me rearrange. That's probably like the. But we do have the other one is this one customer number. Oh yeah, I make it wrong. Okay, like customer number. This one, this customer number and the cash receipt. Okay, not the customer number in the sales table. So this one can enforce. Yeah, one customer can make multiple payments. Now I think everything is settled. So you can see if you are trying to do something improper, the access can can be kind of smart, okay, to detect. Initially, I'm trying to link these two. It's not allowing me because I already have one relationship, okay, by the sales numbers. But the real one I needed to build is the customer number in the customer table and then the customer number in the cash receipts. Now everything is set up correctly. And this is pretty much like the picture, unless this direction of this line. Yeah, let's see how I can. But anyway, this is how it can look like. And once you make sure everything is built, okay, you need to close and do save. Okay, if you don't save, you lose the work you just did. And once you close the relationship, it seems nothing happened. But when you click on the database tools again and relationships, okay, it's showing you the relationship we built. And from now on, we can create or write your own code to build the queries, like data search. For example, I want to search what are my top 5 customers, right? So top 5 sales orders, top 10 popular sunglasses we sold. I want to see like how much revenue each salesperson make, like how much sales order processed, or how much like a cash receipt we deposited in a special bank. Okay, so you can do all kinds of data search, or you can produce some reports like monthly sales reports or the monthly inventory sales reports. So then, but this is a foundation we build up with the database. Okay, I think that's about it. It took longer. I love it.